Good morning or afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world. My name is Alicia and I will be telling you about the Chinese Cultural Revolution today. We do not have any guests, unfortunately. Yeah, here is on the Chinese Cultural Revolution. The culture year from 1966 to 1967. A man named Mao Zedong was a part of the Communist Party of China, called the Chinese Communist Party, today and for many years. In the 1960s, Mao did not feel and agree with the way that was moving and thought it was too far in the wrong direction that the Soviet Union was leading. The point of the start of it was to start the Chinese communists by purging the name of the capitalist tradition elements that used from the Chinese society. The Chinese Revolution took part of the revolution quickly. However, they were not successful because one of Mao's Red Guards that he had attacked anyone that was considered Borgness. Such a shame too for the Chinese. Just ruined the gigantic happiness of winning. Lots of workers that were good and had really positive attitudes and they were hardworking. They were forced to leave their jobs after the big event happened that made everyone bad. Like change their personalities, change how they see and stuff in perspective, and their feelings towards everything. The Chinese Civil War that happened, the U.S. and the U.S. supported the Chinese nationalism, was really kind and came and helped. The government from all the way far, far, far in Taiwan, they did not recognize the Chinese culture leaders. When they first arrived, they did not recognize Mao as the Chinese leader. However, the leader passed away on September 9th, 1967, 76, I meant, at the age of 82. Kind of aging. His death his death happened was at midnight, but the Communist Party of China leaders that were underneath Mao, like they were, like people who were helping Mao lead, but they were less important, did not announce his death until 4 in the afternoon later in the day. The year when it all ended, the Chinese Revolution, of how spectacular and awesome was the year that Mao Zedong's death was. He made a big difference to society, never forever gone but never forgotten. Deng Xiaoping took over in the year of 1979. After him, Liu Xian took over. There's many more than 30 lists of people who took over the society after one another. But the best one, the best, and always that one that will just stand on top of the chart, on top of the chart in front of everyone all the time, and the one that really made a change was Mao Zedong. People still talk about him. His name is very common. Very common. It's on top of charts, on top of the world. When he took over and changed everything up, he was not successful at doing it like Mao did. And by the way, we're talking about Deng Xiaoping still. Even though all the people took over Mao were great leaders, nobody could match up to Zhang. His techniques and the way he did were spectacular. Spectacular, 100% spectacular, more better. His techniques and the way he did it, the way he put a smile on everyone's faces. Lots of arguments were going on to whether or not to keep the tradition and nail the nation that Zhang created. The people of the community and the society wanted to keep him. They wanted to keep his techniques. They were so determined. The Chinese nationalism was defined by a man named Anderson in the year of 1983. Did such a feeling of belonging. The Chinese nationalism appeared from all kinds of sources, including Chinese traditional culture such as Marx and Western liberalism. Until the year of the 19th century, the Chinese were proud of how they ran their civilization and thought of themselves at the center of the world. When the war in Britain and Japan was happening, China felt a humiliation. They felt really humiliated. They couldn't stand it, and create new feelings towards the nationalism in China. The most important event ever was the time when Mao made the big change to the Cultural Revolution, how he changed the way Chinese people live today. Lots and lots of people have tried, but never, ever, ever they were successful. Some even felt humiliation of the leaders and negativity towards how Mayo was successful doing it. The end. Thanks for listening. Come again.